A few days ago, I posted onto Facebook a status which says, appreciation is sometimes better than financial sentiment. I don't know about you, but appreciation and gratitude are simple but rarely found in our society today, and I'm someone who feels more motivated if I'm appreciated for what I do. According to a quick Google search, appreciation is the recognition and enjoyment of the good qualities of someone or something. It's something many of us hardly experience today. There are so many instances when I think to myself, am I valued? Am I appreciated for my efforts? Of course, some things we do out of duty or obligation. However, a simple thank you certainly goes a long way. Imagine working in an organization where you work very hard, you bend over backwards, but still, your efforts aren't appreciated. A few years ago, I worked in the retail industry and I was very good at what I did, and I worked mighty hard to meet targets and make the sales. I remember staying at the store for extra hours to complete work and went out of my way to make the customer experience a great one. Now, one particular September, I was called to the manager's office and told that some of the staff are finding it difficult to work with me and that the company would be reducing my shifts as to keep the peace. Now, this would mean that I would need to take a substantial pay cut. And as I traveled home that day, I thought back to all the times that I did my best to be a better me, to improve in the work that I did and wasn't tasked to do. And sometimes I bent over backwards in order to build the company and reach my targets. Now, if this was the case, I decided to rather just hand in my resignation. And I did that the next day. I worked an extra 2 weeks, and on the last day or the day of my departure, I remember greeting all the staff, and not one, neither a manager, thanked me for my work. It was quite sad, really. I walked out of that retail company not appreciated for the hard work that I put in, as well as the effort. Forgotten were the days that I stayed late so that I could meet my targets, and forgotten were the days of when I went out of my way to make a better customer experience and ultimately a better working environment for my colleagues and I. A simple thank you was omitted, and it was just replaced with a goodbye. I traveled home that day thinking that I was the problem. Maybe I did something or didn't do something which offended those with whom I worked. Maybe I was not hardworking enough. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that I worked hard. I did my best. Instead of moping around, I moved on, and I was determined to find a place in a space where I would be appreciated for my work. Now, such examples are experienced in many people's lives. Scenarios often change. However, that feeling of not being appreciated had been experienced by many of us. It's a feeling which makes you feel sick to the stomach. You don't know whether you were the cause of the problem or not. You don't know if you really worked hard enough or not. And as I posted that status on Facebook a few days ago, I think many of us would agree that appreciation is sometimes better than financial sentiment. We can work for whichever company or organization and earn a very good salary, but we will definitely be affected dearly if we're not appreciated for the work we did. Imagine working at a particular organization and earning a very good salary. You bend over backwards and you sacrifice a lot of your personal time so that you can meet your targets, but still, there isn't gratitude for it. Now, as John F. Kennedy said, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. As you live through this new day, do unto others as you'd like to be done unto you. Appreciate those small moments. Appreciate your wife or your husband, your colleague, your employees, your employer, your children. And as you do it, remember that your appreciation can be the key to unlocking someone else's happiness.